Hello children, welcome to your English class. So let's know about today's day and date. Today is Thursday and the date today is 20th January 2022. And today's topic is chapter number 14, Rats. It's a poem by Robert Browning. So we will learn about this poem today, Rats. So let's begin. Let's first talk about the poet of the poem. Robert Browning, 1812 to 1889, was a famous English poet and playwright, well known for his dramatic monologues. Some of his popular poetry collections are Men and Women and The Ring and the Book. So this is about the poet of the poem Rats, Robert Browning. Now let's talk about the poem. The town of Hamlin is infested with rats. The people are distressed and insist that the mayor get rid of the pests. A piper is appointed to solve the problem. The piper heads out into the streets and begins to play his flute. The rats come out and follow him as he dances through the streets. The piper leads them to the river and the rats drown. So this is actually about the poem. So here it talks about a town called Hamlin, which is infested by rats, and the people there are very distressed. They are very tensed because these rats are creating a lot of problems for them. So that is why they wanted a help from the mayor, and they went and talked to the mayor for the help, and the mayor appoints a piper to solve the problem. So what does the piper do? The piper heads out the streets and begins to play his flute, and after hearing to the tunes of his flute, the rats come out and they follow him as they dance through the street, and finally the piper leads them to the river and the rats drown in. And this is how the Pied Piper helps the people of Hamlin to get rid of the rats. Now let's read the poem. Rats, they fought the dogs and killed the cats and bit the babies in the cradles and ate the cheeses out of vats. Now this stanza talks about the problems which are created by the rats to the people out there in the town of Hamlin. What did they do? They fought with the dogs, they killed the cats, they bit the babies in the cradles. Cradles means a small bed for the baby that moves from side to side. So they went in the cradles and bit the children, bit the babies, and ate the cheeses out of the vats. They went to the tanks of cheese and they ate the cheeses from there. They licked the soup from cook's own ladles. Ladles are actually a long-handed spoon which is usually used for serving food. Here in the picture also you can see a ladle. They went to the ladle and they directly licked the soup from the ladle. Split open the kegs of salted sprats. Kegs actually means barrels and sprats means small fishes. So they went and they opened up the barrels of small fishes, made nests inside men's Sunday hats. They made their homes inside the hats of people, and even spoiled the women's chats. So when ladies used to were engaged in talking or chatting, so there also they caused the disturbance. How did they cause the disturbance? By drowning their speaking. They disturbed their speaking. How? With shrieking and squeaking in 50 different sharps and flats. With their sounds, different kind of shrieking, squeaking sounds, and they used to give 50 different kind of sounds. Some in high, someone in low, different pitching sounds they used to give, and that disturbed the ladies. Now let's see what happened next. Here, into the street, the piper stepped. So next what happens is the piper steps in the street of Hamlin, smiling first a little smile as if he knew what magic slept. So first when he stepped on the streets of Hamlin, he gave a small smile, a little smile, and then as if he is going to do a magic, as if he knew what the magic had to be done. In his quiet pipe the while, then like a musical adept. First he started in his quiet pipe. He holded the pipe in such a way as if he was an expert musician. To blow the pipe, his lips he wrinkled, and for blowing the pipe he wrinkled his lips, because when you blow a pipe or a flute, what happens? Your lips gets wrinkled because you are blowing the pipe. So similarly here also, as he started blowing the pipe, his lips got wrinkled, and green and blue his sharp eyes twinkled, and his eyes were shining, sparkling green and blue, like a candle flame where salt is sprinkled, as if it happens when a candle's flame is there and you sprinkle some salt in it, the sparkles are formed. Similarly, his eyes was also sparkling while he was blowing the flute. Now let's see what happened. And here 3 shrill notes the pipe uttered, and before the pipe uttered any tune, you heard as if an army muttered. There was a sound before he started playing it, so there was something which was heard. And what was that? It was as if someone was speaking softly. There was a muttering sound, and as if the whole army was muttering something. And the muttering grew to a grumbling, and the muttering slowly started becoming louder, and it turned to as if complaining sounds, a little louder sound, as if someone was complaining. And the grumbling grew to a mighty rumbling, and after that it turned more louder, to the loudest person, and it started giving very heavy noise, deep heavy noise. And out of the house the rat came tumbling, and after that all the rats started coming out of the houses. Great rats, small rats, lean rats, brawny rats, brown rats, black rats, grey rats, tawny rats, grave old ploddlers, gay young freshkers, all started coming out. All types of rats, the slow workers, the light brown rats, different kinds of rats all came out from the houses after hearing the sound of the pipe. Fathers, mothers, uncles, cousins, cocking tails and prickling whiskers, families by tens and dozens, brothers, sisters, husbands, wives followed the piper for their lives. So each one, all the relatives of the rats started coming out, be it fathers, mothers, uncles, sisters, brothers, all the family came out after hearing to the Pied Piper's tune. From street to street he piped. He started moving from one street to another along with the tune of his pipe. And step for step they followed, dancing. And the rats were dancing step to step. They were matching their step and dancing, until they came to the river Weser, and they were so much mesmerized by the sound, by the tune of the pipe, that they didn't realize that they had come to a river named Weser, wherein all plunged, wherein all jumped quickly with the tune. They were so mesmerized, they were to the tunes, they were so much deep in the tune that they didn't realize that they had already come near a river, and now they were already inside the river. They all fell down, they all jumped quickly into the river, hearing the tunes, and perished. And so everyone, all the rats died. So this is how the people of Hamelin got rid of the rats with the help of the Pied Piper, and this is how all the rats died. Now you'll see a small video out here. You can see this video how the rats are following the Pied Piper, following to his tunes, and here they go near the river which is named Weser, and the Pied Piper is busy playing his tunes, and he goes inside the water, and the rats are so mesmerized, attracted by the sound of his tune that they don't realize that they are already inside the water. So they jump quickly in the water and finally they drown. Okay, so this is how all the rats perished. So this is about the poem Rats Children. This much for today, children. Thank you, children.